Hello and welcome to Connotation Points Video Snark. I'm continuing my read-through of The Plan by Qwen Salsbury. Please make sure that you've seen the other videos in my Snark series about the book before you jump into this one. Chapter 12, Day of Employment 370. The chapter opens on more of those list things, and right off the bat I have more than a few questions. Old desk. Makeshift Vegas. Cannon. Add an N to the middle and launch him out of his own name. Filed under, I had to read this and so do you. However, the first part is immediately answered. Emma goes into work to find that her former desk is now the central hub for the ongoing bet on when Emma will be fired. Why do I feel like I should make a drinking game out of all of the HR nightmare material stuff that keeps popping up in this book? Reading somewhat between the lines of this awful and vague prose, I get the idea that Alaric only interacts with Emma by leaving her long to-do lists. However, this pisses Emma off because she feels as though Alaric thinks that she's an idiot. Nothing can get me righteously pissed off faster. Do not pass go. Do not collect your teeth from the floor. What does this even mean? It's like Salsbury just randomly strung words together and expected that other people would understand what she was attempting to say. Later, Alaric asks Emma to get him his lunch. However, upon returning to the office, Alaric is nowhere to be seen, so she just leaves the lunch on his desk. She decides that she has no more to give about him. Even more later, Emma continues to fume over the idea that Alaric doesn't exactly say much to her. It's been established a couple of times that Alaric doesn't want to go through the hassle of hiring a new PA right before this trip of his, so the less he has to talk to PA number 5 million, the less reasons he'd have to fire her at the drop of a hat, and on the few times that he has spoken with her, he's been kind of nasty, so I don't know why Emma is so pissed off about the entire thing anyway. I look pretty good, more than good actually, but I'm not a teenager anymore. Caution, contents may have shifted during flight. What does this mean? Salsbury, explain yourself! The chapter ends with Alaric glaring at Emma from across the hall. Plot? What plot? Plot was never invited to whatever this is. I'm loath to call it a book at this point. Chapter 13, Day of Employment 373. What's this? An actual time skip of several days? What do you mean that we're going to miss 2 days of Emma filing papers and doing office work? Outfit. Mennonites wear more exciting things. Salsbury probably thought herself clever and mildly amusing with these random little quips. However, I find them drier than an Arizona riverbed. Emma goes into work where Alaric calls her into his office. He then tells her that he's going on this trip, which Rebecca said that Emma was supposed to be helping Alaric get ready for the trip, but that's about the last time that we heard about it, so the entire thing just doesn't exactly make a whole lot of sense. He then randomly says that he's giving her access to his home. Why? Who knows? Much like everything else in this book, the idea is dropped on us, never expanded upon, and quickly brushed aside. Emma then says to Alaric that him leaving her notes and never communicating with her in any other way is not working and that things need to change. Alaric gets reasonably offended and asks Emma why it is that she thinks that she knows how he works better than he does. To be frank, Mr. Cannon, I'm the one with the history of being able to play well with others. Maybe it might be high time to try something new. Girl, how did that not immediately get you fired? Hell, I would have fired her for such a smart comment like that. Later that day, Rebecca whispers that the merger might be in trouble. Do I give a shit about any of this? Nope. Emma then looks over and sees Alaric leaving Emma another list of things for her to do, and honestly, it's not the most perfect situation, sure, but it's not exactly broken. Emma still has a job, even after her outcry earlier, so why fix it at this point? Emma then spends the short amount of the text left in the chapter doing typical office stuff. I open a desk drawer and realize everything I want to use will require a trip to the supply room. It's a major inconvenience to trapeze all the way to BFE to get a fourth highlighter color, but I'm not the fastidious fart who must have his items color-coded just so. I'm sorry. I fell asleep for a second there. Honestly, if I wanted this much minute-by-minute office work, I would go get a job in a cubicle farm. I also don't know why it is that the story skipped ahead a couple of days only to give us the exact kind of non-plot nonsense that all of the other chapters have also contained.